It's my pleasure to introduce a man who is like many people in this room. He came to Denver and he did amazing things. He played in 4 Super Bowls with your Denver Broncos and won 2 championship rings in Super Bowl 32 and Super Bowl 33. He led the NFL in interceptions in 1996 with 9. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Denver Bronco legend and MSU Denver graduate Tyrone Braxton.
All right. Thank you for that warm welcome. I appreciate it. You know, it's kind of weird hearing that MSU Denver alumni, right? That was awesome. So I did get my master's from here, and it was a great experience. And for me, I think that was really the first time that I really was as a student, right? So I originally went to undergrad at North Dakota State. So I appreciate and I'm honored and I thank you for having me here because I know how important these events are to raise money for smaller schools, and so I appreciate the honor to come up here and talk and help and try and raise money for these wonderful student athletes and coaches. So in the mid '80s is when I went up to North Dakota State Division II football, and like a lot of you all out here, I didn't have any hopes or dreams of playing any further after that. My main goal when I got there was just to be I wanted to be a high school football coach, like really the only positive male role model in my life when I was growing up. I was talking to someone out here earlier, and I told him I was from Madison, Wisconsin, and told him how bad it was, and he had a kind of look in his eyes like, Madison? Well, it's not like Chicago, not like New York, but anytime you have you're in an area where people don't have enough, people are going to find ways to get enough. And so by the time I graduated high school, both my older brothers in prison, and so I didn't have a lot of positive male role models. And my high school football coach, he stressed to a lot of us where I grew up and said, look, the opportunity for you to make something out of your life is go to that free education and go on and be a productive citizen. So when I got a scholarship, 2/3 scholarship to North Dakota State, I was happy, right? I was like, I'm gonna get a Pell Grant, pay for the rest of it. I'm just gonna play football, have fun, because that's what athletics is for, really, when we started playing athletics, it was fun. It wasn't a job, it wasn't a career. It was just for the joy of the game. It wasn't for the media attention. I wanted to be with my teammates and community, like Dr. Jordan said, and that's what smaller schools are. And I had that same feeling when I came in here tonight, a sense of community, just like when I was back at North Dakota State, at a small school, but it gave me that opportunity. I wasn't the best student, but I was about to graduate before I was drafted by the Broncos. All I had was 1 semester left to do student teaching, and that was my goal. Like a lot of people, and like a lot of you young folks out here right now, you're gonna have a goal, you're gonna be shooting for something, but life's gonna take you in a different direction. And I wanna urge you, don't be scared to take that leap, to go out and do it, because it's gonna benefit you. And people talk about all the Super Bowl wins and the Super Bowl, and I won 3 national championships in college. It was really not the winning, but it was the process of winning, right? It was the process of going there day to day, in the off season, working out, training, lifting with your friends, running on the practice field. Those are the things that I miss about playing football and track in college. I was out there with my teammates working hard. But and I want to urge all the sponsors and the donators tonight is what these young athletes are getting right now is so much more than the skills of the game. We're putting them out to be the leaders of the future, right? The way our country is now and so divided, we need more people to bring us together in unity. And it doesn't matter to me which side you're on, as long as we can find that middle ground and make something work out. That's what we need to be doing. So, but we have the young folks out here, but what they're gaining is the life skills to be productive. You know, when you go out there and you work hard every day, you're running, you're lifting, you talk about the national championships, you talk about the NCAAs and all this stuff, but what we're doing is really setting you up to be the perfect person for our society, a person who cares about someone else. That's what teamwork is. You're out there working, you're sweating, but really, I didn't really care about myself. Maybe some of you guys did, but I was out there like, I'm not gonna let this person down next to me. That's a skill that these young athletes that play Division II sports are. They're teammates, they're hard workers, they're self-motivated, problem solvers. All these skills are transferable for the rest of your life. And so like when I mentioned earlier that I wasn't the best student until I came here, because it was my playing days were over. I was done. I was going out to find out what did I want to be in this life. See, I had all the accolades and, All-Pro and Super Bowl wins and national championships and All-Americans. But when I was done playing at 35, after I played 13 years in the NFL, I was like, what's going to be my legacy? Because athletics to me is really, it's preparing you for something bigger. It's not the pinnacle of my life. It's preparing me. The work and the hard work and the commitment and the teamwork, those things were preparing me for what I do now. And so a lot of bios I send out when people say they want me to come and speak, and I do a bio on it, and it's like when I graduated from MSU Denver and I got my master's of social work, and I became a social worker, that was my true calling. That's what I wanted to be originally when I was 18 years old. I wanted to help other people who weren't as fortunate as me, even though I didn't grow up with a lot, but I knew I had love and compassion in the house. My mom worked 2 jobs to raise 5 of us on her own. And for a black woman in the 70s, it was tough. But she taught us about hard work, commitment, and the value of education. And I didn't realize that until after my years were over and I came here to MSU Denver. And I got in that social work department and I got to see I knew a lot of my friends who I grew up and went to high school with were doing the same things that we were doing when we were 17, 18 when I go back home and visit. Social work helped me develop my skills to be able to help them out, to really help out people who weren't as fortunate as me. And that's what I appreciate, and that's why I always come back to events here at MSU Denver, the social work department. It really taught me how to be a good citizen. And I understand that's what a lot of you young folks, you young adults in here, student athletes, that's what you're going to learn from this school. Not only about yourself, but about how to help others. Because all of us see the news and all of us see what's going on in our country in the division. We need more of us to bring us together. And I went through some soul searching after, our last president got elected, but a lot of my friends and a lot of guys who I love and I know are good people are from North Dakota. And they're always traditionally red, right? And I'm not trying to get on the political side because I'm not blue myself. I'm in between because I like bits and pieces of both sides. And that's why I said there's a good middle ground, right? And so I know a lot of the people I went to school with up in North Dakota are good people. And they voted for someone maybe who wasn't the person I was voting for. But I know and I love them and I know they love me. And there's a middle ground that we can all come to. And it's going to be up to you young student athletes in here today. And with the help of all the sponsors who are going to help commit to those scholarships and keep it flowing, because these young athletes who are playing at these small schools, they're gaining just as much as the athletes over at Alabama and North Carolina. They're gaining so much more because they don't have that sometimes that hope and fallacy of the next level. Some of you are coming up into being in your last last couple weeks, last months of something that you did for your whole life. And it's scary and it's going to be new, but it's exciting as well. And I want to thank you all for listening to me ramble, but hopefully I fused it together. But it's about bringing us together. It's about supporting these young student athletes who got hopes and dreams and who are really our future. And I hate that saying that, you know, that song back in the day, you are the future and all that. You know, I hate that, but it is true. You know, I mean, my daughter graduated from college last year. I tell them, and they're like, Dad, you're such a nerd. You know, my son, he's a senior in high school. He knows everything right now. And, you know, they don't want to listen to me. I hope you guys do for me, and I appreciate this opportunity. And let's go out and support this organization, right? MSU Denver is a great school, great athletics. I appreciate what you've done here. The athletic director, Doctor, what's your last name again? I forgot, I'm sorry. Okay, all right, great, thanks, I won't forget again. But, I mean, just go out there and help them out. It's very much needed, and they will turn out to be people who we can trust. I mean, when I came here, you know, it helped me become such a bigger person, not worried about sports and athletics, but it's about the other person. So I appreciate your time, your assistance, and your donations, and please give as much as you can. We need to get that $100,000, or maybe even a little more, 150, and let's bring home some more championships for the road runners. Thank you.